Okay. Ouch. Hello, hello, hello. Let's see. Okay. Hello, everyone. Give a few minutes for people to come in. I know I'm going later than I normally am. The YouTube outage threw me for a little bit of a loop, so I was getting ready to go live and I couldn't get on my YouTube. So I started doing a couple other things, and now I just wanted to come on real quick. I'll do the stuff I was going to do this evening. I'll do that tomorrow. That's not time sensitive, but I thought for anyone else who was wondering today, we can do a little bit of recapping going on. And the first thing that I wanted to show is I just found this. It's from X, and let me stick myself over here for a second. And now let me just say, I am not a huge Jennifer Coffindoffer fan, okay? There was a case that I followed really closely recently that she really didn't. She kind of went a lot with the internet drama instead of actual facts, and I don't know, it bothered me. But anyway, anywho, so I found this when updating myself, and this is from Jennifer Coffindoffer, who is a retired FBI agent. Oh, I forgot to edit stage. Sorry. Yeah. Hi, Stone. How you doing? I'm good. I'm just tired. Figured I wanted to check in with everybody. I was having trouble with YouTube like everybody else was. And then when I was trying to get back on, it kept glitching on me. So I just said, forget it. And not tonight. But and so I ended up yes, that cousin. I was talking about that the other day, the cousin Terry. And it's weird, okay? I mean, I don't know. I didn't ever play kidnapping when I was young, and I don't know that my mom would have played along. I don't know. It's if anything, it's a really weird story to tell. And when I heard it like maybe last week about the cousin Terry and the plane kidnapping. And then this morning when I was running errands, I heard on, I can't remember whose podcast it was I was listening to, but I heard Savannah like reading it as an audio book, because this was in her book that she wrote. And it was really creepy that with her voice when she was talking about it, it wasn't like, I don't know. It just made me feel weird listening to it. Like it wasn't something that I would like, I guess. She told it like in a spooky way, not in like a funny childhood memory way. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know her. I don't know how she talks. I didn't even know who she was before this happened, to be honest with you. And I'm not trying to throw shade. I don't watch the Today Show. And that time of day, I'm usually running around trying to get to the grocery store, all those things before everybody else is there, or I'm working, or, But here's something else. So, there was that line from the Silence of the Lambs FBI, plea to the kidnappers line that we heard in the very first message. Well, this is, it says, "This is truly eerie. Combine this with Savannah's appeal. This is going to bother me all night. Reaching out to some colleagues to cut this up. You are not alone. It is not too late." The phrase came from Savannah Guthrie's book, Mostly What God Does. And the context is about redemption. So, let me...
book, which was released in February of 2024, discussed a game she used to play as a kid with her cousin, and it was a kidnapping game.
Okay, so this is what I saw, or what I heard, I believe. I think it was Megan Kelly that I heard this morning. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Like, I wouldn't be real cool with one of my cousins pretending to kidnap my kid. I mean, I am a bit anxiety ridden. I'm a helicopter mom, but hey.
Involving Nancy. So we pulled the audio that Savannah did of her book. In it, you're going to hear her talk about her cousin Terry, who was, she said, like an aunt to her growing up. Terry's 20 years older than Savannah. So Terry would be 74 right now. But listen to this.
So, okay. A little bit of a warning. This is a little creepy. Like, it just... Now, granted, it was early in the morning, but I don't know. It just listen.
About once a year in the summertime, Cousin Terry orchestrated a kidnapping of my sister and me. It went down like this. The cousins would visit for a few days at our house in Tucson, and then, on the morning they were to leave, Terry would wake us up early, shushing us in the pre-dawn darkness as we made our escape. We would all pile into her rickety station wagon and head north, the sky streaking with bright oranges and pinks as the sun rose over the colorless desert landscape.
Okay. Now, again, for fair use, I have to stop and start stuff. So I'm not trying to be annoying, I promise. But it's just weird. The story is just weird.
Somewhere between Phoenix and Tucson, Terry would make a pit stop and let Annie and me call home at a payphone. "Mom, Cousin Terry kidnapped us to take us to her house." My mother would feign shock, protest how terribly she would miss us, then assure us she'd drive up to retrieve us.
Okay. So, yes, Isabel. 20 years older. That's what bothered me. It just... Hi, Dublin, Ireland. I am part Irish. My great-grandmother was Anna Loretta Maloney. Anyway, that kind of... I don't know, an adult playing a game like that, just creepy. When I first heard the story, I assumed it was a kid. When they talked about Cousin Terry spending the night, I assumed it was like another kid, like right around somebody's age in the family, or maybe a couple of years older or whatever. But I don't know. My cousins and I played a lot of games, and I never... Like, we played like cops and robbers, and we played like, good guy, bad guy, but like never, I don't know. It just is weird. It's weird. It probably means nothing, but it's... So here is, I believe this is the excerpt from her book.
"And it is never too late to do the right thing."
Or excuse me, from her statement.
"And we are here. We believe. And we believe in the essential goodness of every human being. And it's never too late."
Book, which was released in February.
Okay. So it does. And maybe it just means that is her, it's what's in her brain of how she maybe she used it because she believed it was she remembered it and it was the best way for her to convey whatever she's trying to say to these people, if there's people. We found out today, let me see, I've got some notes on some of the stuff that I saw that was found out today. And by the way, if you guys see, I joke around about being Timu's version of Bailey Sarian. But that's another thing, and I'm going to put the link in the description after I'm done here. She actually did a video yesterday, and it had to do with kind of a deep conversation that we had all got into at the end of the live last night. And it just surprised me. It kind of hit me because I thought, here's someone that most people think of as having it all together because she's so beautiful and she's so perfect. And even she has the same worries that we do. Even she has the same anxieties about what is going on right now, about who can we trust? Who can we, it's just, so I'm going to put her link in there because I think it's a good video to watch. And I felt bad for her because she was very scared to say how she felt about things. And she said, I know it sounded like she was worried because, as we know, you can be, the most wonderful person to someone else, to a viewer, forever. And then, hi, Auntie, how you doing? And then all of a sudden, maybe you say one thing and 100 people don't agree with you and they're gone. It happens. It happens. And so I just really like her. I like what she does when it comes to makeup and true crime. So if you're interested in that, I will put the link to her video in my description just to watch it, because I think it made me a little bit sad, but it also made me feel like, okay, I'm not losing it. I'm okay to be worried about the things that I'm worried about, if that makes sense. So let me see. So everything that I saw, so the DNA, we've got no hit in CODIS for either of the DNA samples. One was from a glove and one was from a sample that was taken from Nancy's house, correct? I think now, like I said, if I'm putting something out there that's not right, let me know. And that neither of these samples matched each other. So from what I saw from the sheriff is that they're still investigating. They're still have got to do that. And I did too, Gabby. I was bawling my eyes out, I thought, because she's just such a sweetheart. And now they're going to be waiting on that genealogy. Not everyone's blood sample. You have to give it. You have to give your, so you either have to be convicted of a crime where you have to give a DNA sample, or you have to give it willingly. The only way it would be in CODIS is if you had been convicted of a crime, or like registered S offenders. They have to have their DNA on file. And that's exactly where I'm going. You are in my brain, girl. That's what I'm wondering. Is so they detained those people in that house. They went through the house with a fine-tooth comb. They said that this DNA doesn't match anyone in CODIS, right? So it was looked up. That guy has quite an extensive record as far as like drug trafficking and things like that. Those are felonies. And felonies are usually, I believe, reasons that they make you leave a DNA sample with them when you're so now I didn't see if he had convictions or if these were just investigations or what they were. I didn't read the records, but But so yeah, that's what I'm wondering. So is he just not in CODIS, or does that mean that he's eliminated as a suspect? Part of me kind of wonders, because they did this, and maybe this is out in left field, but was this a way to get information on someone that they needed to get information on, that they knew that if he didn't have anything to do with this case, that they could at least get him on something else that they had been watching him for? Does that make sense? Like, yeah, unless they have a warrant. And that's something that we don't know either. Did they have a warrant for, they had, I read that too, is that just because they had a warrant to search the house does not mean that they technically have to have a separate warrant to force a DNA sample. And so, we just don't know. And that's it. If he was willing, and if he left a DNA sample and he was willing, and because he knew he didn't do it and it cleared him, then he's part of it doesn't match. Now they're going to start doing the genealogy matches. And so if someone in his family has gone, now from what I've heard, there's the three big, there's like Ancestry.com, 23andMe, and there's one more that's a really big company that does this. Those three will not give your information to the FBI, to law enforcement, anything like that. But apparently there are some smaller companies that don't have those agreements and don't have those privacy laws. And so, yes, thank you, Susan. Thank you. They definitely need it. And that if someone used one of those companies, that could possibly be a lead. I mean, wasn't that how, again, we go back to Idaho 4, wasn't that how they found Kohlberger? Was because they found like a match to like his father, like paternal DNA, I think it was. Now another thing that's interesting, the glove. And I don't really understand this because I feel like he's dancing around it. We've got Sheriff Nanos again. This glove. So the glove tested was not the glove seen in the photos. And that's it. It's got to be a certain degree of a felony. That the glove tested was not the glove seen in the photos, but that it was from 2 miles from Nancy Guthrie's home. So I don't understand that. That's been the thing. That was where the reporter that did the news minute on it, where she was standing when JLR went and found where she was standing on that road, was where she said that all of the police were and where they found it. And see, that's what I wonder. Yeah. Did she plan it there just for a picture? Did they really? Because he got there and there was nobody there. I think they're like a little over an hour from the border, north of the border, because Rio Rico was about an hour away, I think 45 minutes to an hour away when they went the other night. Now I also found something else out. Those 40 people, when we were wondering, everybody was wondering, 40 people, are these 40 suspects, whatever? No, what this was, it was 40 people that bought that specific holster. And so they were going to be cross-referencing it with and seeing if they bought that, if they also owned or bought that same type of semi-automatic that was seen in the photo. So if they do that, they can narrow it down. But they had found 40 people that had bought that specific holster. You came in right at the right time, Sandra. We're just starting. We just went over the DNA. The DNA does not, the two tested DNAs, which were the DNA in the house and the DNA on the glove, did not come up with anything in CODIS. So it sounds like they have a profile though. So that's good. Hello, Shagatone. And so now next step is going through the genealogy, the familial DNA to see if they find anything like that. And then now the 40 people that were asked about the gun shops were people that bought that specific holster. So that's why they're showing pictures around to see who bought that holster and if they also have the specific type of semi-automatic that was seen in the photos in the holster on the person on the camera. Now, Megan Kelly reported earlier today that the backpack, the holster, and the ski mask were all confirmed to be carried at Walmart. So the bag is exclusive to Walmart, but the mask is only available online. That I don't know. I have not heard anything about Annie and Tommaso. The only thing I have heard, though, is that, and a lot of people were saying it last night, and according to Megan Kelly's law enforcement source, it was said that no one is cleared, that they haven't cleared anyone because they don't know who did this, and that everyone is, under scrutiny until this is solved and this woman's found, basically. And so it sounds like, once again, sheriff went off on his own and decided to make a statement that he probably had no business making, and most likely to get heat off the family. Because as we know, Savannah was good friends with Mark Kelly, the senator, and then Mark Kelly was good buddies with Sheriff Nanos. So I think he's getting a lot of, I wonder, it's not proven, but I just wonder, is he getting some pressure because of who this daughter is, and to kind of, because she was angry at Ashley Banfield and Megan Kelly for reporting these things too. And, yeah, the sheriff did. Yep. But what was said today is that, hi Rose, is that from an FBI source is that they have not cleared anyone. So it's kind of speculated if somebody got a call. No, he's been on and off sheriff and in politics in Arizona for, since I think, 2010, 11, maybe. Don't quote me because I'm not positive, but he's had quite a long career. He was also, I believe it said he started out like as a corrections officer or something like that. I can't remember, but well, and that's it too. He's kind of neither side really like him. He's very, and that's what's wondering, is if a lot of this is political with him as far as how he's acting. If a lot of this is about who's your friend, and so that's where we're at with that. I don't know this guy. He's not my sheriff, thank God, but I think he's shady too. And that's just it. He's doing it again. Like, I just feel like, just be quiet. Just be quiet. And I find it funny that comes out. And then we saw the other day, was it yesterday? Was it yesterday that journalist had come up to JLR? And now today there's a big smear campaign against JLR in this story. And, like I said, I'm not best friends with JLR. I've never spoken to him. I don't know him. I've only watched him a handful of times. But the people that are being invasive are the press. They've got these huge tents set up, blocking half the road. They've got all this. He's standing there with this little tripod on the side of the road, you know? Yeah, not much, Rose. It's just the DNA didn't match. And the 40 people they were inquiring about at gun shops were people that had bought that specific holster. So they're trying to cross match with weapons and things like that. And like I said, the mask, found out the backpack, the holster, and the mask are all available at Walmart, but the mask is only available online. So TMZ, yeah, he's really not. I mean, I've had a lot of people coming in here telling me, he's got this background and all that stuff, and I get it. That bothers some people. It doesn't. I know him from what I'm seeing right now, and he really does seem, if he was a certain person back in the day, that maybe he's a different person now, and I give people I've been given a million second chances. And really, I mean, I don't need anything from him other than watching his footage and seeing some of this stuff. And I think that's one of the problems, is that he's catching things that the press isn't, and they're not getting the views for it. And they're putting out just as much bunk as with the truth. That's what mainstream media does. If they didn't, then there wouldn't be 4 different channels telling 4 different stories every night, and which, bringing up mainstream media, we have TMZ. Did everybody see TMZ came on today? Oh, excuse me. And said, sorry, it's warmed up. And so now, instead of us having the plague in my house, all of our allergies are bothering us. So we're all sneezing and coughing. And that's what I'm wondering. Because this is such an area, like, it just seems like you would really have to know this area to sneak in, to sneak out, to know where the house is, to know how to get out undetected, just to know where cameras were. I mean, I don't know. And that's another thing. That was another thing that Megan Kelly's, she said this was an FBI source, was that the theory that this was a botched burglary is not a theory that they are working, that they don't believe that that's what this is, that really wouldn't make sense. And she had 2 other FBI analysts on her panel, and they both said, yeah, that doesn't make sense, and exactly, Allie girl. Like, that's just it. I can actually have him on when my kids are in the room, I mean, that's kind of nice, because I can't say that for everybody. And that's it. That's what I like about what I've been seeing the last couple days, now 2 weeks, because we're, day 17, is that he does have some theories that he throws out, but he's getting people. I think he's just getting people in his chat to think and to come up with their ideas. And, well, and that's it. I mean, wow. And it is worldwide. It's everywhere. And we were talking about that last night. How many people know about this? Just, Exactly, Rebecca. Now, I know the one FBI analyst said, we don't know that they didn't take anything, but, exactly, 40 minutes in there. Now, granted, there's probably a whole lot of camera footage that we haven't seen. There is speculation about when they showed the 2 pictures of the guy without the backpack, the guy with the backpack. Were those maybe 2 different nights? Remember, they've asked for video footage from January 1st. Could that have been somebody coming on that night to case the joint out, And Well, and that's it, I mean, something big could come tomorrow, or there could be absolutely nothing burger again. I mean, they're going to have to wait. That DNA is going to have to now go to the FBI, and then the FBI is going to, they didn't say what, she didn't say what they were working as. They said that I believe they're still working this as a kidnapping, or, they, I can't remember her exact words, but she basically said, like, this still could be family. This still could be somebody. We have not ruled anyone out, and we are not working this. That botched burglary is not like a working theory at the moment. I don't know. I think they're handling it in conjunction with Pima County, and I think that's, the sheriff. There's certain things that the FBI has to do that the sheriff can't do, and well, and that's what I wonder, if they didn't realize, like, because I don't know that they were being told everything at the beginning, and so all of a sudden they're like, oh my gosh, what is going on? And now they've got to do all this backtracking. Sorry, I was looking at my notes, seeing the backpack. Try and make up for lost time. And so what I was saying about TMZ is Harvey comes live today and says that they have decided to no longer report any of the emails from the alleged knower of the kidnapper or kidnappers, because he said if they kept going and reading it and then all of a sudden stopped, that the kidnappers would then know that this person had told them the truth, and then the jig would be up, right? And well, and that's what I'm wondering too, though, Erica. They've been real sketchy and weird about how they're saying with the meds. Like, are they just saying that maybe she didn't have a full bottle? Maybe I don't know. It's because they haven't come out and said that they left the meds, but they haven't said that they didn't. They've told us that they left the purse, the keys, the 2 phones, and I heard one person say wallet, but whether or not that was just someone talking, because that's something that this sheriff likes to do. He kind of says stuff and then he has to walk it back because he's gone too far. And whether he's just embellishing what he's saying and not realizing that it's creating a problem or not, I don't know. But I just thought that was kind of a little suspicious with they start getting heat for reading all these notes on air. And now, okay, out of the goodness of our hearts, and because this is our plan, we're not going to do this anymore. We're just going to hand this over. We're just going to talk to them until they give us something and then hand it over to law enforcement. And, well, that's it. Yeah, we don't know. We don't know. She could have just had them filled. They could have left the bottles there. They could have taken enough in a bag because they thought this was going to be over in 3 days. Maybe they didn't realize. Maybe they thought that they would, in 3 days, send the letter, send the whatever. They'd get their money, and boom, it would be over. Well, and that's a possibility. That's the thing. See, I haven't heard anything about her hard drive. I haven't heard anything about, like, anything missing other than her. And now today there were trucks that pulled up and they look kind of like IT guys. They came out with briefcases and oh yeah, I saw that. Sorry, my assistant came in with some late breaking news, not late breaking news, but something he found today. But that's what's so weird is that for everything that has been supposedly leaked, we haven't heard anything about inside the house. So that feels weird, okay? That feels like what we are hearing, even though the sheriff is stating that he doesn't want this stuff out. Are things being systematically leaked? Because, or are all of these reporters just have so much respect and integrity that they have been told about things inside the house, but because of investigative purposes, they are not going to report those things? Is that, I mean, I don't know. It's just, I just wonder. It's odd. Oh, did they? Okay, I hadn't heard anything about that, so I will definitely look that up. Well, I think they said they did check the driver and they cleared the driver. I'm still wondering about like I'm still wondering about the family angle. I just am. It's oh, definitely. Yeah. Yeah. Well, and this is the thing about the reporters. That's something I'm going to go over tomorrow. But each reporter is reporting somewhat different things because they're reporting whatever stories they want. Part of their story, they've already got planned out for the next couple weeks or the next couple days at least. And then they're weaving some facts in here and there. That's how they do it. And they're trying to stretch it out as long as possible. And that's why they don't like people like JLR, because JLR gets an entire week's worth of news in a couple hours because he's constantly streaming. And so, and they don't do that. And so they end up maybe missing things, or they have to pick and choose because they have 5 minutes on the evening news to be able to give their spiel. And there's no way to give 12 hours of a really busy, crazy day in one news broadcast. And by the time the next day comes when they can have their spot again, it's old news. And so, ouch. Well, and that's kind of what I wonder. Like, was there a call made that said, hey, squash this family rumor? You know, whether or not they've been cleared or not, squash it because the public doesn't need to know. Oh, I have no idea. Me and JLR are not like that, so I have no idea. I'm sure he's fine. He's got people sending him food. He's got people sending him money, and he's sleeping every night. So, well, from what I have heard, I heard somebody in here say the other day that Magnolia said that he rarely sleeps. So I think that's just his personality. Yeah, it's just, the whole thing is weird. It's just weird. And I keep saying it is probably going to be something completely different than any of us ever thought of. But one thing I will say that I did notice today was, because I try to keep peeking in all day. One of the times when I peeked in, now we'd reviewed yesterday when he and that Alex had gone down to that area off one of the main drags to go look at the washes and go look at some of the places where they thought, and this place ended up being, I believe, right behind that Luke Daly's neighborhood. And they met this woman under there that lived under one of the highway overpasses or the road overpasses. And I didn't show it because I felt weird about showing. I mean, she's homeless, but it was her home. And she was very kind and very nice, explained her story to JLR. Well, today, and she had this cute little dog, this tiny little, he was so cute, this little dog. And so today he went to, and he was going to give her money, but a lot of people in chat were a little worried because, you don't want someone to go get high or whatever off your money. So he gave her a grocery store $100 gift card and bought a bag of dog food. And then someone that was going by that's in the area that gives like help bags out stopped and left some bags for him to give to that woman, for him to go back down and give to the woman. So no, see, Rebecca, that is something that's weird too, is usually you would think that you would have people out saying, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. I think there was one person, and I'll have to find it. I'll look for it tonight, and then I will, if I find it, I'll show it tomorrow. There was one person that had talked, I believe it was with the local news, about how Nancy helped in their community. But I'm not sure if it was something recent or if it was possibly something from when Savannah was here 3 months ago. So I'll have to go over that. I'll find it. But hey, Mob, what's up? Sorry, I was on another tab, diving into stuff. I didn't see. I did not see you walk in. And I mean, it's just, it could be. It's so, I don't know. It's just, you expect to hear more people coming out and saying, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. You expect more people saying, this is a wonderful family. This would never happen. When Tommaso was accused, where were all the people from his school saying, we stand up for you? We had that one lady on camera saying, yeah, everybody's behind him. But in the day of social media and in the day of, people being pretty strong about their opinions about stuff, hi Nadia. Where are all the people? Just where are all the people? That's so odd to me. Broken vessel, that's the thing, is I hope she does too. I hope. It's just where? Because we found the house, we found the deed. She owns that house. Or are you talking about Annie and Tomas? Which neighborhood? I'm confused again. Right on, Nadia. I know. I was like, I gotta hop on real quick. I can't be on real long, but let me see. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to find my other notebook. Let me see. Going digging in notebooks. Where is? Oh, let's see. I cannot find my notebook. I've got it written down because I found it in the first day that she was. My kid probably stole it. It was start with a C, the hills. Why am I having such a brain clog right now? Trying to think. It's not Casita Hills. It's the name of the subdivision, because I remember. Yes, Catalina Foothills. Yes. Well, that's what I want. What I'm wondering, did he go in? Like, why did the pool guy go in? Did he go in to do regular maintenance, which is weird to me, and a crime scene, or what should be still held as a crime scene, or Was he showing them how to get certain filters out, maybe? But you'd think the FBI would have somebody that knows how to do that. Thomas or Tommaso is Nancy Guthrie's son-in-law. What do you mean there's no name in any of... Because the stuff that I found had her name on the house. But there is question about that. It was something about a power of attorney, but that wasn't proven, and they said that it had something to do with when they bought their house. Like if one or the other wasn't there to sign, like husband or wife wasn't there to sign, they had to have power of attorney over the other one to be able to sign for them. I'll find it because I have the address. Some of this stuff, I'll see if I can find it. Some of the stuff too. That's weird because we found it. We found it. Okay, now that's my mission. Now I'm going to find where I found that. Could they have possibly scrubbed it off, hidden it somehow so that people weren't looking? And that's what this was. It was a public record search, but I can't remember what website I used. What is... if they were power of attorney or whatever, like we've got to figure what his last name. You could search his last name and see if it's possibly in his. That could also be what's going on too. If someone had power of attorney and because she's missing, you can take over the deed and take over the house. That's weird because that was how we found where the neighborhood was the first week. And that was how, and Annie and Tommaso's public information through, that was how people found, that was how that first guy that did the text message ransom demand or whatever, that was how he got a hold of them, how he found out their information. Yeah, I will. It's midnight here tonight, but I will look for that tomorrow. Because that was how we found out. It showed everything. It showed the value of the house. It showed it could be under Annie or Tommaso's name. It could be under Savannah or her husband's name. Well, we don't know if they're not there, you know. I mean, this guy said that he saw them. What did he say? He said he saw them with her, and he was told to shut up in Mexico. No, I don't have the deed. I looked it up online. I'm not some creepo that like prints all that stuff out so I can like thumb through it. We looked through it. We looked through it the first day that this came public, and trying to think. It's not on my live though, because when we came out with it, it was on I was on Molly Golightly. and because she started looking into it, and then she had other stuff she had to do. She didn't have time to look up to it. Well, the difference is it's not right in front of me right now, and that was like 2 weeks ago. That's the difference. Sheesh. So no, I don't remember exactly where I found it, but we did find it because that's where we looked up. We found the house. We showed pictures of the house, all of that stuff. So she's back tonight, I think. She gets back at like midnight right now. They are in New Jersey, and she will be back for phone calls tomorrow. So but no, that's the difference. I don't have it with me. I didn't save it or anything like that. We were looking it up, and we found how much the house was worried. I don't remember. That's what I'm saying. You have to type in her name and address. That's all you have to do. And you can find, that was how we found that she worked at the university. Was it LinkedIn or? I'm trying to think, because we found that she had worked at the University of Arizona. That was how she put her kids through college. It gave her whole career. I know, but we found her address by Googling her name. That's how we found it. I didn't have her address until I Googled her name in the Catalina foothills of Tucson, Arizona. And then her information popped up. That's how you look. And then you go and you find reputable sources, which are like yellow pages. Let me see. Like I said, it's midnight, so I'm not going to go through a huge let's see. I think why we got lucky that it popped up so easily was because there wasn't like 1,000 news articles about this. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. I cannot find it right now. So I will, like I said, some point tomorrow, I will look and find it. Hi, Spreckner. Hi and good night. Okay, that's what I thought. And that's what I meant. That's what I was talking about. Is so they said that most likely they did that when they signed, it had to be done for the mortgage process or something like that. And so it wasn't out of the ordinary that he had signed his power of attorney, or that she had signed power of attorney for him, because possibly she needed to sign something without him being there. And when it came to the mortgage process or something like that. Oh, you're talking about Harvey Broken Vessel? Yeah, see, it's weird. I think that's weird too. Well, yeah, he would have to approve it too. He would have to know about it. You can't just go, unless someone is like, well, there's two different types of power of attorney. There's durable power of attorney, And then there's power of attorney. There's power of attorney that's like granted through a will or after someone's death, and they're both different. So durable power of attorney stops the moment someone dies, but it's there in case someone, like someone gets sick and is in the hospital and can't speak for themselves, or they start getting like dementia, things like that. Good night, Tuck Girl. You too. You too. Yeah, it's Wednesday. It'll be good. We'll be all good. It's above freezing in Michigan, so you can't, no matter what, it can't be horrible if it's above freezing. So, but yeah, the information that we found her home. Her name was on it. It was worth approximately $1 million. She had like $884,000 in equity. And so that was one of the reasons why we were questioning also a family angle, because some people thought that it was a bit odd that her house wasn't paid off, because chances are she bought it a long time ago, when it didn't cost that much money. I think values in this neighborhood have gone up probably quite a bit. Oh, that's cool, Broken Vessel. And so that was one of the reasons why we were questioning was, okay, so there's about $160,000, and we know that, they both got their roofs redone recently. Annie and Tomas bought that house about a year ago, and not that there's anything wrong. I mean, parents help all the time. My mom helped me get my first house, but could that possibly be, was there any pressure? Yes, exactly. It was back in the 70s. So she definitely didn't buy it for that much back in the 70s. It was no, I'm not sure. I cannot remember if her husband lived there with her or not. He passed away when Savannah was 16. So I assume, because she said she grew up in that house, so I assume that's where. And so there we go. There's an angle maybe to not ever leave that home, when, even though it was getting time to where they needed to start thinking about her not being in that big home by herself. Maybe it was the memories of her husband, because if I remember correctly too, I don't think she got remarried. So, well, and that's one of the things that they were talking about. Was this about money, or, so see, you know what I'm talking about, Rebecca? It's like tropical here. I mean, it feels tropical. And he did. Okay. So yeah. So I wonder, maybe that's part of the reason why maybe she didn't want to leave there. She didn't want to leave, and she didn't want someone living in her home. And said, I had my mom was getting saucy about not being able to be quite as independent as she once was. Especially, my mom was very similar. My parents got divorced when I was very young, but my mom was a single working mom for 45 years. That was what she did. And so to even think about giving up the reins of her own life and self-control and having somebody else have to take care of it. I heard that, and I heard tomorrow we are supposed to get, now I live in the Thumb area, so it said tomorrow that we need to be ready for every single precipitation that our skies have to throw at us, because it's probably going to do about everything tomorrow. So like, great. So I tried to get everything done. That was the big thing today. I was trying to get everything done today so that I can just stay inside and get my inside stuff done tomorrow. But I just, that's one of my wonders, is maybe that's, when we say, why was she there alone? Maybe there was talks that this could be time to start, looking into some more help, and she just wasn't down with it. Well, and see, that's it. Some people at 96 I don't know if you were here the other night, but I've talked a few times about one of my hair clients that I used to do. She was 103 years old, and she was driving the other ladies from her apartment complex into the salon every week so they could all get their hair done. I mean, was it terrifying when she pulled up in the driveway? Absolutely. We all got away from the window side of the parking lot, but she did it, and she lived on her own in an apartment. But then my mom was 77, and she started having a lot of physical issues and wasn't able to get around, and was having some little bit of confusion. So it really just depends on the person and their health, all of that. I mean, you just never know. And there could have been, there's so much that we just don't know. There could have been discussions. Maybe, Savannah had just been there 3 months ago. Maybe this was something that started to be a discussion among family that, hey, mom needs some help. Maybe there was questioned if she was being taken advantage of monetarily, and maybe that's why this happened. And maybe they are cleared. Maybe nothing happened. Maybe this is some horrible thing that someone planned. Like has been said earlier, is planned. But see, I feel like parts of it are planned, and parts of it seem really planned, and other parts of it seem like they just didn't think far enough ahead. So there's that mix. You just can't tell. One moment you think, gosh, these guys might be kind of smart. You too, Broken Vessel. Thanks for watching. Thanks for coming in and talking with us. And then you have the other side of the coin that's like, are these guys a bunch of idiots that just are scrambling and don't know what to do? And there's still the theory that this was never a kidnapping, that it was just, that it was a robbery gone bad, or that it's just a sick individual that wanted to hurt an old lady. I mean, there's just, and who knows with the sheriff and what he's talking out of both sides of his mouth, and he's just making it worse. And I mean, I feel like if the FBI said don't say anything, then don't say anything. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's where we're at right now with that. Hopefully tomorrow there'll be something that's am I spinning? Can you see me and hear me, Nadia? There, okay. No, okay. All my stuff, I saw Nadia's chat, but all my stuff just like blanked out all of a sudden, like this spinning thing. And I thought, oh my gosh, did I lose everybody? Okay. I'm back. Okay. Maybe that's just on my end. So, but, all right, cool beans. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Everything kind of like blanked out and like did that white circle of buffering, and I thought it was all over. So, and that's what I wonder. I wonder if it is someone, but I still, like I said, they said the DNA didn't match anybody. And so it'd be interesting to know if they did get samples from the people that or the guy or whoever they picked up the other night. And if that just doesn't match, so that's back to square one. Do they really not know? I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of other people that have dug a lot more and would be more lucrative to have taken when it comes to being connected to the files. But I mean, you just don't know. Did someone who is angry about those, maybe it doesn't have any direct connection to the people that are connected to those files, but is there someone that's angry about those files and angry about the people that are being patted on the butt and that were aided to do all of these horrific, disgusting things, and they are going after her because they have looked up and found information on her? I mean, it could be just somebody who's really radical about this, and hey, Matthew, what's up? And you're talking about the one that was putting the boxes in the back of his car? Okay, I do have something to say about that, because, and I don't know if that's what this guy does or not, but I used to have a neighbor when I lived in Flint, and he was he did sales and trades of like collectible cards, like not baseball cards, but he did like the garbage pail cards, magic cards, stuff like that, and collectible like Marvel toys and comic books and all that kind of stuff. And he would once a week load up the back of his van with boxes very similar to that, and then go off to the post office and mail them all. And it was an eBay business. We kind of were and kind of weren't. There's this kidnapping, and some people, because there just is no answers, are starting to kind of wonder if there are any ties, because the Savannah Guthrie interviewed 6 of the victims 6 years ago, and one of them was that Virginia Guthrie. Is that how you say her name? I'm no disrespect if I mispronounced it, but that is the one that took her life. And so there's a lot of question about that. And that her husband worked for the Clintons, and so it has ties to them. Another, ouch. Oh, I have no idea. Maybe that's where all those boxes were. Makeup and dresses. We're just talking about a little bit of everything, trying to figure out. We all feel like we're being punked. Her dad, her father, or the husband? I thought it was the husband. Because her dad passed away. Let's see. Her dad passed away 39 years ago. And so would he be a part of that? Like almost 40 years ago? Yeah, she was 16 and she's 55 now? 54? Oh, well, I mean, honestly, any possibility, Allie, okay? Like, really? Maybe it's both. That could be it too, though. I didn't even think about that. The gem show. Yeah, he could be a gem dealer. Duh. Hi, Puffin. Oh. See, this is what happens when it gets late and my brain gets all like, when my brain stops braining. But yeah, so I mean, there's, like I said, maybe it doesn't even have something to do with people, with the actual people that are involved in that, but it's to do with someone who's angry and is mad that they do have these connections. Maybe they looked her up. Maybe they watched the Today Show every single day and they thought that she was so awesome, and they looked all this stuff up and were like, wait a minute. And that started their campaign of planning to do something to hurt her. No, it was funny, Allie. It was funny. I mean, and that's the thing, look at all the, that now, if you're born like in the 90s, you probably won't, well, you might, but there was this show called My Sister Sam, and there was this sweet girl, named Rebecca Schaefer on it. And she had a stalker that took her life because he thought that they had some kind of relationship, thought she was sending him signals, all this stuff. She'd never talked to him in her life. And Dominic, what's her name? Dunn, the older daughter in Poltergeist. She was Dominic Dunn's daughter. That's a lot to say, but that's one of the reasons he's in all that true crime stuff. Was it Monique? Oh gosh, I can't remember, but same thing. She opened up her door and the guy walked up to her and took her life. I mean, it was Jenna. Oh, it might Jenna Bush. You never know. There's just so much going surrounding this. I can't even, my brain just spins trying to figure out something that I can actually like sink my fingers down and to say, okay, this is what I think maybe happened. And so now I'm going to be okay with waiting to see what happens. It could be, maybe they're in like turf wars, but excuse me. So that's pretty much it from what I found today. I did want to say that about that neighbors. It looked like someone that had some like an online sale business or something like that, because my neighbor used to do that all the time. And I totally went outside and was like, what you got in there? I'm wondering, making sure he's not, selling anything he's not supposed to from next to my house. Because again, it was Flint. So that neighborhood's actually nice back then. Not so much anymore. I drove my kids through it a couple weeks ago because we had to go somewhere over on that side of town. And my son said, this looks like a place that I would not want to be at dark, Mom. And I'm like, you know what? You are probably right. And sad how that happens to neighborhoods, But so yeah, on that note, I just wanted to come on real quick tonight and just kind of recap real quick, see what you guys thought. Just wow with this. I thought for sure that DNA was going to find something. And oh, I'm so sorry, Puffin. I'm so sorry. Yeah. And because I started earlier last night, and then tonight, right when I got ready to go on, I couldn't get on my homepage. I couldn't do anything. It was letting me try to post, but then when I'd click post, it wouldn't post. I'm not positive tomorrow. I will definitely. Oh, thanks, Allie. I'm glad you found me too. Yeah, we're a cool bunch in here. Everybody's really open and nice to each other. Open to ideas and theories and stuff like that. And so, I try to be on most nights. Usually, I will sneak on sometimes in the afternoon if something's going on, or I have an at-home nail business. And so sometimes I'll sneak on and I'll do a claw cam and we'll be talking true crime while I'm doing nails and stuff like that. But definitely I'm usually on most nights. If it's not like, it will never be any earlier if it's in the evening before 8, but my oldest goes to bed at 10, so I usually try to go after him. So, well, of course it is, Matthew. That's just a given, right? Yeah, I could not get on no matter what. Yeah, that's why I started doing it, because I'm doing both vertical and horizontal. because when I was doing vertical, people that were watching me horizontal said they couldn't see. But when I do the regular vertical on my phone, then people can't see on the vertical either. This way it like makes it full screen and big, but you don't get both chats. Well, and that's it too. You basically barely touch it. And it goes flying and you're in another I found some cool YouTube channels that way, but you don't see my face? See, I think it's still glitching because it keeps like, I had it rolling on my phone and it kept doing the circle on my phone. And then it started doing the buffer circle on my face over here. And YouTube is not my friend tonight. And I saw a couple other people had to go and they had to stream like just straight from YouTube. But I don't like doing that because then I can't have all my pretty pictures and my background and stuff. So I like having that. But yeah, I will keep on and I will look for that info. Where'd they go? Was it Mo? Who was it? I think it was. I will look for that info. Yeah, it was Mob. It was Mo Band. So yeah, I will look for that. I'm using StreamYards. It was the first one that I ever started on, and so this month Driver bought me a month subscription to try it and see if I liked it. What do you mean put a mask on me? I'm old. You have to explain technology to me. I don't understand. I've heard of that one too. I've heard Streamlabs too. I had when I do my regular, I don't know why it switched back to circle. It was on square because normally I have two of them and one is a claw cam, so it's a square and it's pointing down at my desk and my hands where I'm doing where all the action's happening. Oh, great, Rebecca. I'm glad you found me too. Yeah, you have a good night too, hon. That's what I've heard. So so after this month is up, I might switch over to Streamlabs and try that. And I heard like you've got a lot more, what do you call it? Like a lot more freedom as far as like being able to have like two panels that play things at the same time, things like that. Just more options. So, I'm going to check into that too. And I'm all about the customizations. I like stuff. I like to have my personal touch on everything. So yeah. Well, on that note, I'm so excited because Taco Bell has brought back their mini taco salads, and I could never eat a whole taco salad before anyway. They're perfect, and I'm so excited because that was like my one thing that I always got at Taco Bell was a taco salad, and I know they're like 10,000 calories, but they were so good. So, I'm gonna go eat on that, do some more laundry, and then go to bed. Oh, they're so good. They're so good, and I got it last time with some spicy ranch. Ooh, it was so good. I tried their churros. Well, I'm not a fan of their churros. And see, it is perfect. Yeah. And see, when I lived in Flint, I had a Taco Bell right around the corner from me, and I was so excited. So excited that my first house, I was excited because it was near a Taco Bell and a Burger King. Does that tell you how young I was? But still, I'm excited now because we have a Taco Bell in town finally. So it only takes us it takes us maybe like 5 minutes to get Taco Bell. But we have to go into the city for everything else. I tried that too, Nadia. I like that too. Yeah, and see, that's how it was for us. And then they built this one in town like a couple of years ago, and it has been, oh, I love it. But of course, my oldest still won't eat anything from there, but my little guy will. He loves their cheesy roll-ups. He's all about cheesy roll-ups. so all right, but I will be back tomorrow. And Mo, if you are listening, I will look that up and see where I can find that, because I know it's in my other notebook. It's got to be, because we talked about it on the first night on Molly's live. So well, and see, that's it. I wish McDonald's would do. See, I'm a Coca-Cola girl, and McDonald's used to have that every summer, and this last summer they quit doing it. So I'm hoping that maybe they feel bad for all of us and we get our dollar Coke Zeros and our dollar iced teas back, because that's like how you get through summer in August in Michigan. That's the only way. So, oh my gosh. So, oh, it is 1, 2, 3, 4. Make a wish, everybody. And it can be totally selfish. And it can be totally about yourself. That's what wishes are for. And nobody will know. So, oh, I love McDonald's. When I worked in a restaurant, I had the Coke guy show me how to adjust. There's a special, now, yes, it's the straws too, but he showed me how to adjust it. I mean, I don't remember how to do it now, but back in the day, I knew how to adjust our Coke machine at the sub shop I worked at to make it taste exactly like McDonald's. That depends, Puffin. No, you can. What's up? Oh, Dr. Pepper. I am a Dr. Pepper fan for sure. And Dr. Pepper Cherry is okay. It's okay. But I love regular Dr. Pepper. Oh my goodness. Oh, Puffin. That's right. I remember you saying that. Aw. Well, I'm glad it showed up for you tonight. That means he's with you. My sign is bumblebees and Creedence Clearwater Revival's Fortunate Son. Those are my symbols for my dad. And my mom's is the song Copacabana by I kid you not. And I am not kidding you, for at least a month after she passed away, I didn't cook, so we were going to restaurants like constantly, because I just didn't have it in me. I didn't feel like it. I was so worn out. And every restaurant we went into, as soon as we'd sit down, I am not kidding you, Barry Manilow's Copacabana would start playing on the radio, and we're like, oh, Nana, okay, let's pick a different song. But it was something that was fond memories from my childhood of Saturday mornings, waking up to the smell of bleach and Pine Sol and hearing my mom blasting her records yes, I said records because I'm 150 years old, on the stereo while we cleaned the house. Got to get up, got to get the sheets off. She was a school teacher, so Saturday we cleaned, Sunday we did nothing. And as soon as I got done with my cleaning, then I'd go out on my bike and do whatever I wanted in the neighborhood and not come back until the street lights came on, because she knew I'd eat dinner at somebody's house, right? Oh, man. Our kids will never know that feeling, that freedom. But all right, everybody, you have an awesome night. And, I know we're delving into this and we're curious, but just try not to let this, rent space in your head for free. It's fun to theorize, and not necessarily fun. It's interesting and we're curious, but just remember to take a deep breath. And if you have to take a break, take a break. I will not be mad at you if you're not here every single time I'm live. If you need a break and you need to take a step back from this, then I totally get it. You're welcome no matter what, no matter how many times you come in. If you don't feel like talking, if you just have a day where you just feel like watching, I get that too. So, but I do appreciate you guys. I appreciate all my new subs. This has been awesome. I have been meeting some really awesome people that we have great conversations in here. And I love that. I've said it a million times, and I'll say it again. That's what I miss about working in a salon, is we'd have an entire room just like this of conversations of different people from different walks of life, giving their 2 cents on everything. And that's the kind of stuff I dig. So everyone have a wonderful night and have a great morning. Get some sleep tonight. And oh, I know I definitely have to do that. Stuff got away from me this Saturday, but we will figure that out, I promise. So because I think that would be really fun. Maybe we can get Driver in here too. If I can get my microphone set up too. I know, and it's so much easier, isn't it? It's so much easier just to say it than to type. And it was funny, the first couple times I went live, I found myself typing and thinking, oh, duh, I can actually just talk to people. And it was so much better. So, yeah, it'll be fun. Definitely. We will definitely figure that out. So, all right, guys, everybody have a great night. And again, like I said, thank you so much to all my new subscribers. I'm slowly but surely trying to grow my channel, and everybody that's come in and subbed has just been awesome. And I know, but I'm still not at Discord yet. Discord scares me with all the stuff I've been seeing. So I'm going to have to gradually get myself comfortable with that. I had thought about that, or thought about something else, but I will look into that, and I'll think about it. I just get nervous because of some of the stuff that I've seen lately that's going on in Discords. And not that any of you guys would do that, but it's something we can talk about, something I will definitely think about. So, I will put this in the chat. Let's see that. Yep, went through. That's my email, so you can get a hold of me there. That also works for if you are interested in any of the nail projects that we do on here, or anything that's on the website. You can contact me there. Oops, let me do this real quick. This is, oh yeah. Yeah, it's been a little, there's been a bunch of chats, a bunch of secret chats, a bunch of chats coming out, and I haven't seen all of it. I didn't look at all of it. This is my nail website, y'all. I'm not pushing anybody. That's my business. So if you guys are interested, go ahead and look. If not, I'll treat you the same, whether you buy from me, whether you don't. My channel is not a big infomercial, but it is my business and it's part of my life. So it does get introduced into here along with our stuff. So, yeah, I'd want to, if I do it, I'd want to keep it small. So, that's something we can talk about later on. So definitely. So, all right. So on that note, I am going to, do I have you on Facebook, Naughty? I think I've got you on. I'll look. My phone that's got the Facebook on it is charging right now. So I'll look. Oh, I got so much to do. I need to make a list. I need an assistant. No, I'm kidding. I don't. So, all right, guys, have a great night, and I will talk to everybody tomorrow. Peace, love, and claws, y'all. Oh, and don't forget, I am going to put the link to that Bailey Sarian video in my description. Because, yeah, like I said, it really touched on a lot of topics that we talked about last night at the end of my stream. And while it was a sad video, I felt bad for her. I also felt like by watching it, I didn't feel quite so alone. I didn't feel quite like I was the only person and you guys helped me feel that way, most definitely. But this is a woman that's, I am too, because she seemed really distraught. And I hope she was just having a bad day. You know, we all have those days where we're just like, everything is crap. You know, I mean, we do. And I hope she was just having an overwhelmed day. I've seen her one other time, not quite like that, but it was was it maybe 2 years ago? Remember when she took a break for like a couple months and she came back in the new year and she was having a hard time kind of getting back on track. And so I wonder if maybe she has some issues like anxiety and stuff like that already. And then just with the stuff that goes horrible, you know, if maybe it just really pushes her over the edge. So, but I will put that in there because it did. I thought, you know, these are some of the things that we are all worrying about right now. And a lot of us don't say it because some of it, we are afraid if we say, you know what, I know this sounds crazy, but I'm worried about this. I'm worried about that. It just, I don't know. It just, we're all worried about the same things. And we're all fighting with each other and we're all dividing because of it. And we've got to come together somehow. Somehow. So, and I think we have in here, right? We keep to the rule, no politics, no religion, and we all get along. Isn't that funny? I mean, really, we all get along. So, all right. Peace, love, and claws, y'all. I will talk to you tomorrow. Good night.